Hey, friends, welcome to Resonate. My name is Nick, and I get the pleasure of being one of the pastors here on staff. And I wanted to just talk to you a little bit about our church and let you in on who we are as a church, because we call ourselves a new kind of church. But what exactly does that mean? And I wanted to let you in on the secret that everybody here at Resonate knows and just walk you through. There's three things that we like to talk about when we say we're a new kind of church. And the first one has to do with this. Imagine for a second that you're a farmer, like this guy. And on your farm, you have a cow. In fact, you actually have quite a few cows. And so there's too many to put in a barn, so you put them out in the field. And they go all over the place. So how do you keep them together? Well, if you're like most people, you would build a fence, a nice white picket fence maybe. And it would go all the way around the field, and that was how you know who belongs to you. Like, who are your cows? Well, they're the ones here. Now, this is called a bounded set model. It's what most churches adopt as their way of functioning as a church. And so they put up these fences. And there are things like belief and behavior and belonging. And so maybe it's a type of church that says, hey, you have to believe these certain things about God and about the Bible and about Calvinism and about all these other things. And if you believe those things, then you're in. But if you don't believe those things, you're out. Or maybe you have to use our type of Bible. Or maybe there's certain rules or behaviors that really matter to that particular type of church. The problem is that once you get these fences in place, the conversation is no longer about the cows. It's no longer about what happens inside the church. It's actually all about who's in and who's out. And so we start to argue and bicker. And we say, hey, these people are out because they believe this about the Bible. Or these people are in because they believe this about baptism. And if you grew up in the church, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But what if there was another way? What if there was another way to keep the church together, to keep the cows coming home, as it were? And it's called a center set model. So imagine instead of building a fence, you built a well. Yeah, one of these. And you put it in the middle of your farm. Now, I don't know a lot about farming. I don't know a lot about cows, but I do know that they like to drink water. And if you put a well in the middle of the pasture, they're going to stay close to that. And what if churches adopted the exact same thing? What if instead of making it about belief and behavior and belonging, what if it really all came down to, are you thirsty? Are you connecting deeply to what Jesus is offering? Are you looking for the grace and hope that God has? Now, at Resonate, we wanted to be a church that dug wells instead of built fences. And so there's not always a clarity of who's in or who's out here, but there is always a clarity of how we can drink deeply what Jesus has to offer. And we call that being center set. So when you come to Resonate, it's all about helping you experience deep what God is offering you. The other thing about Resonate is that we're a garden-centered church. Let me tell you what I mean by that. A lot of churches, in the churches I grew up in, I was told that I was a bucket, and I would show up and I'd get filled up, and throughout the week I would leak or slosh or pour out myself, and then I would come back and do it over and over again. But the Bible never describes us as a bucket, but it does describe us as a garden several times. In fact, at one point, Jesus said that everybody could probably fall into 4 different types of soil: hard soil, rocky soil, soil with weeds, and really, really good soil. And what if your life was a garden that was meant to bear fruit? And what if there was a church that came along and said, hey, you know what? Whatever kind of soil you are, from the hard soil to the rocky soil, the weeded soil, or just that fertile soil, we're here to help you grow and experience the type of life and fruits that God has for you. And so we spend a lot more time here, not focused so much on behavior and how can we change that, but how can we help you connect deeply to God so he starts changing you, and things like love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, that these things just start to come up naturally. And so we're a garden-centered church. The other thing to know about us is that we really like food trucks. And that's not just because we like tacos. We do love tacos, but lots of churches love tacos. But imagine this, that a food truck goes to hungry people. Most churches operate like a restaurant where hungry people come to them, and that's amazing. But not every hungry person knows how to find a restaurant or what kind of restaurant they look like or looking for. Here at Resonate, we see ourselves as food trucks going out every Sunday to go and help feed the hungry people that exist in our neighborhoods, exist in our homes, or exist in our places of work, and to go and to take what God is doing in our lives and share it with others. That people don't have to just come here to experience God's goodness and shalom, but they could go and find that elsewhere. Hey, there's a lot of incredible things happening here at Resonate, and I'd be so happy for you to join us and come learn more about that. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. We hope to see you soon. God bless.